Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your free NHL hockey preview and prediction for Monday. It is January 16th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Cash Out Monday. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your good friends right here at atsstats.com. Let's take a look at the NHL and see how the SBI is doing over the 7-day average. In fact, only 3 games in the NHL yesterday. The underdogs winning 2 of those 3, and they went 3-0 on the puck line. And looking at the 7-day average, the favorites 2% below the year average of 57% winning the last 7 days. And on the puck line, well, the underdogs having a really good run right now. 64.1% of the underdogs winning on the puck line, and that's why I always recommend to the clients here at ATS to take a look at the puck line sometimes, even though it could get a little bit chalky at times, but the percentage play seems to be in your favor the last 7 days at 64.1%, and 54.9% of the National Hockey League games have gone over the total, 45.1 to the under. All right, we got a lot of games here today on Martin Luther King Day, and you can see we're going to kick it off in Beantown with the Bruins taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. Back in the old days, this would have been a great tilt with the Broad Street Bullies coming down to Boston to take on Terry O'Reilly and crew. But you know what? It is 2023, and really some good hockey going on these days, some fast skating hockey. And today, the Boston Bruins, a minus 312 favorite, the over-under at 5.5. ATS forecast system play, going to go with the Bees in this one, 2.9 to 2.6, the over-under at 5.57. Looking at the chance of winning this game straight up, does favor the Boston Bruins, who are off an emotional win Saturday night against the Leafs, 4-3. So maybe a letdown spot here for Boston. And for Philadelphia, they're coming in hot on a 3-game win streak, and they're coming off a 3-1 victory over Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. 3-1 was the final. And again, looking at the last 10 games, 7-3 for Philly. Same thing for the Boston Bruins. Your Boston Bruins are the top team in the National Hockey League right now, so it's going to be a tough one here for Torts and company in the TD Gardens. All right, let's take a look at the Florida Panthers taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Now, the Sabres, they've been having a hot and cold year, right? They started off season really hot, they went cold, then they got hot again, and now they are 6-4 in their last 10 games off a 5-3 win over Nashville. And for the Florida Panthers, they won 4-3 against the Vancouver Canucks. I believe that game was a shootout. And today we're going to lean with the Panthers on the road in Buffalo, 3.6 to 2.6, the over-under at 6.38. So we do like this game to stay under the total. I don't know about that because both these teams could find the twine. And we're going to give the Florida Panthers a 73.9% chance of winning here today against the Sabres. And the Sabres, again, 6-4 in the last 10. And looking at the Kogo, is at a very low 39%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. Detroit Red Wings taking on the Colorado Avalanche, defending Stanley Cup champions, and they flexed their muscles against my Ottawa Senators there on Saturday night. They won by a touchdown. 7-0 was the final. And looking at the Red Wings, a 4-3 loss to the Blue Jackets. And you know what? You got to beat the beatables, right? If you're Detroit, and that's a game they probably wish they had back. And we're going to go with the Avs here today as a minus 200 home favorite. 3.5 to 2.8, the over-under at 6.38. And again, I don't know why I'm going down memory lane, but anybody remembers the 90s when Patrick Waugh and Osgood and Colorado-Detroit was one of the best rivalries, say about 15 years ago. Man, these teams really hated each other, so we'll see if there's any love lost today in Colorado. New Jersey taking on the San Jose Sharks. Now, the Devils off a 5-2 win their last game against the LA Kings, taking out the Sharks at the Shark Tanks, who are coming off an embarrassing loss to Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. 7-1 was the final. The Sharks on a 2-game losing streak. Their last 2 have gone over, while New Jersey has seemed to find the winning ways again after a little bit of a slump there in December and January. They're on a 4-game win streak. Last 5 have gone over the total. And we're going to go with the Devils here today, 3.6 to 2.7, the over-under at 6.39. Tampa Bay taking on the Seattle Kraken. Seattle in their second year in the franchise, having a good run right now. They're on an 8-game win streak. And the Tampa Bay Lightning, they've won their last 3. And Tampa Bay, you know what, a quiet 27-14 this year. And one thing with the Tampa Bay Lightning, they got a lot of wild veterans. You think of Stamkos, Kucherov, and Hedman on the blue line. So you got a veteran team here going to Seattle. We'll see what's going to happen. But minus 141 is the line, and we're going to lean with the Bolts in this one. 3.5 to 2.8, the over-under at 6.39, and we're going to give the Tampa Bay Lightning a 61.5% chance of winning on the Raymond Report. That's based on the law of average theory, compared to 36.6 for Seattle, again, who's on an 8-game win streak. Dallas Stars taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. This should be a good one here today in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. You got the Golden Knights off a 4-3 loss to the Oilers. And for Dallas, you know what? They were down, I think it was 6-2 in that game against Calgary. They made to some type of comeback. It was 6-2, 6-1. And just the Calgary Flames just forgot to play defense in the third period, but they hung on by a thread to win that game. 6-5 was the final. And today we're going to go with Vegas. 3.1 to 2.5. The over-under at 5.72. I think the over is where you might want to take a lean here on that game. New York Rangers taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets off that 4-3 win over the Red Wings, while Montreal played yesterday afternoon against the Montreal Canadiens. And again, you got to beat the beatables, and the Rangers let that one get away. 2-1 was the final, and today we're going to go with the New York Rangers. 3.4 to 2.7. The over-under at 6.23. And looking at Columbus, last 3 games have gone over the total. Sid the Kid and the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Anaheim Ducks today in Pittsburgh, and minus 333 is the line, 6.5 is the total, and we're going to go with the Penguins here, 3.5 to 3.1, the over-under at 6.69. Anaheim coming in on a 3-game losing streak. They are 3-7 in their last 10 games, and like they say, misery loves company because the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-8 in their last 10. Washington Capitals taking on the New York Islanders. The Islanders a minus 115 favorite in this one, 5.5 is the total. And we're going to go with the road team in this one, and that's Washington. 3.2 to 2.6, the over-under at 5.87. The Islanders winning a close one here. And this game here, 2-1 was the final against Montreal. The Islanders had a 2-0 lead early in the first period, and they hung on the rest of the way in a 2-1 victory. So not a lot of goal scoring of late for the Islanders in that game. Last 5 have gone under the total, so that tells you everything you need to know how they're playing, right? They're playing very, almost like playoff top hockey here. Protect that 1-goal lead. And for the Capitals, they're off a 3-1 loss to the Flyers. 5-5 in their last 10 games. They're on a 2-game losing streak. So, you know what? I think I like Washington on the puck line today. Calgary taking on those Nashville Predators. The Predators losing their last 3 games after a bit of a hot streak when they were on the road. And today the Flames hung on to that victory yesterday or 2 days ago against the Dallas Stars. 6-5 was the final. But they're a 149 favorite today in Nashville. And we're going to go with the Flames in this one. 2.9 to 2.7. The over-under at 5.67. And looking at the last 10 games for both these teams, Calgary 6-4, while the Nashville Predators 5-5. And your final game of the day will be played in St. Louis, where the Ottawa Senators taking on the Blues. The Sens off that 7-0 spanking to the Avalanche, while the St. Louis Blues lost 4-2 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They are 21-23 on the year, while Ottawa 19-23. And we're going to go with the Sens in this one. 3.3 to 2.6, the over-under at 6.06. So we do like this one to go under the total, and the Kogo agrees at 40%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. And if you see 40% for the over, that means there's a 60% chance on the law of average theory to go under the total. All right, let's take a look at the stats and trends. And again, looking at the Dallas Stars, anytime they're a way underdog before a non-division game this season, well, they're 9-1 on the puck line this year. That's good for 90%. And folks, you can get the 80% Club stats each and every day right here at atsstats.com. Your number one sports betting situational handicapping spot here today goes to those Ottawa Senators. Now, they've been neutral 27 days, and if you're wondering, and if you're new to the Raymond Report, what does that mean? Well, that means in their last 7 games, they're either 3-4, 4-3, so win one, lose one type thing, and they are off a loss. So you know what? They could bounce back here today as a minus 110 price tag. 6.5 is the total against St. Louis. And against those teams below 500, well, the Sens can beat the beatables as they have a 59 win percentage. Last 2 games I've gone over the total. 8-12 on the road, not a great road record. Minus 132 was my line here on the Sens, so getting a bit of a discount at minus 110. And we got a 64.8% chance of winning here for the Ottawa Senators against the St. Louis Blues. All right, speaking of stats and trends, you can get the free Raymond Report Light version each and every day by visiting the website atsstats.com. Go to NHL, go to free stats, and you get the Raymond Report Light matchup. And if you scroll down to the bottom, we give you some great stats. And I like this one here on the Washington Capitals. Remember I told you the puck line? Anytime Washington's a road dog, last 5 years coming off a 2-game losing streak, well, pretty good bounce back record on the puck line. 16-3 plus 1.5 goals. So consider the Washington Capitals on the puck line. No, I'm not sure what the price tag is. It probably would be a little chalky, but again, if the percentage plays in your favor, why not? All right, there you have it. That is the NHL preview and prediction today for Monday, January 16th. I'll see you back here on a Ruby Tuesday. Cheers.